So as you're settling in with constructive rest posture, bring attention to the breath first. And notice where the breath is coming to settle in the abdomen on the inhale. Where does it come? Maybe it's at the top of the lungs. Maybe it's in the solar plexus or the belly button. We're just noticing where we feel it the most. So while I notice that my low belly is rising, where I feel it the most is in my solar plexus. So that level of interoception, having a recognition of what is exactly going on inside of the body, which can be objective, but most often it is subjective, where we're just noticing and making up an awareness, an idea about it. And now bring your attention to your hands as they rest on the floor without changing them. Notice, are we resting on the outer edge of the hand? Are we resting with the palms up or the palms down? Nothing to change, just noticing. Bringing the attention to the right and left side of the body. So we'll do a scan. Let's start at the feet, and we'll notice how the right foot feels in connection to the floor. And then the left foot. Bringing our attention up, we notice the right knee and the left knee. And we travel to the hip joints now and to the pelvis. And we notice the right, the left, and the center of the pelvis. The waist, the right side and the left side. The rib cage. The shoulder blades, right and left. And how the back of the head rests on the floor. Is one side of the skull feel like it has more contact with the floor than the other, or does it feel balanced? And so we just did a little body scan, a short body scan, and we bring our attention back to our breath. Maybe notice whether or not we have more cognitive awareness of the breath as it moves in and out of the body. Maybe we feel that it can be noticed at a deeper level, at a lower belly level. Once we looked at the rest of the body, what happened with the breath? Turning the palms down now, that signals the body that we're getting ready to move. The fingertips are touching the mat. We're going to begin with our arch and flatten. So we're arching the waist, it's lifting up, and then it's flattening out. This is a rocking on the pelvis, but it also rocks the head. So we're going at our own leisurely pace, perhaps noticing that when the pelvis rolls down, the front of the body lengthens, and that helps to inhale. And then when we flatten the waist, the front of the body contracts, and that's the exhale. So now let's put breath with this action. Yes, we're going to do several rounds here, saying good morning to our spine, getting ready for what comes next. We'll pause and just return to breath. On the next inhale, we're going to float the arms up, fingertips to the ceiling, palms are facing. This is the inhale action as we touch down above the head. Bend the elbows as needed. On the exhale, flatten the back to draw the knees in for a hug. We're going to extend the legs, touch down arms, upside down, down dog. And then we're going to gather the knees again on the exhale, lift the head, the heart, look between the legs. And on the next inhale, we return our feet to the floor, arms float up. The inhale takes us overhead. Exhale, press the low back in to gather the knees. Inhale to the down dog shape. And exhale to lift the head, the heart, and look forward. Inhale to return to the mat. On the next inhale, we touch down above the head. We exhale to press the low back in and gather our knees. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, gather knees, lift head, lift heart, and return to the mat. Inhale the arms to touch down. Exhale to gather knees. Inhale, it's a dog. Exhale, lift the head, the heart, and then release to the mat. We'll cycle through that one more time. I will be silent. Follow your breath and your knowing about these actions. And when your feet are resting on the mat, we'll pause and find our breath again in constructive rest. We're going to take the left hand behind the head. The right hand comes next to the right leg. We're going to be guiding the right knee toward the left elbow. We're going to begin with the arching. That's the inhale. As we flatten, we lift. And we anchor the right shoulder to the mat. And then we slowly release down. On the inhale, we arch. On the exhale, we flatten, lift, and twist. Anchor the right shoulder blade. Inhale to release. And exhale to lift and twist. We're doing an arch and curl. Flattening the waist to lift. Back to neutral. Release both hands to constructive rest. Now the right arm comes underneath the hand under the skull. Left hand guides the left leg. Arch on the inhale. Flatten and lift the left leg. Anchor the left shoulder as we take the right elbow toward the knee. And then we return to the mat. Inhale to arch. Exhale to flatten and lift and twist. On the next exhale, we flatten the low back to lift and twist. We come back to neutral. Release both hands. Breathe here. So now we're going to do that symmetrically. We're going to do a symmetrical posture. Both hands come underneath the head. The fingers are interlaced. We arch on the inhale. On the exhale, we're going to flatten. Draw the elbows toward each other. They're going to point toward the ceiling. They're supporting the head. The neck is on vacation. And then on the inhale, we lower and let the arms go wide. The next inhale, we arch. The exhale, we flatten, we lift. Elbows towards ceiling, supporting the neck, supporting the head. Inhale, back to the mat. So not only are we doing work for the abs, we're also lengthening the back of the body. Breathe into arch. Flatten and exhale, lift. And release back to the mat. Release the hands. Shake the arms out a little bit. I'm going to take my strap now. I'm going to invite you to do this. I'm going to place it around the back of my right leg. Then I'm just going to let it rest on my belly. And once we have that in place, we're going to arch. On the inhale, we're going to flatten and we're going to draw that left ankle somewhere above the right knee. I've got flexion in the foot so the ankle is bent, which brings the toes toward the knee. I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to press the thigh away and then relax. I'm going to press away and then release that. One more time, press away and release. Let go with the left hand and now press away using just the musculature and then release. Press away and release. Press away and release. I'm going to take the left hand now, draw the left knee toward the center of the body and then release. Draw the left leg toward the center, of the body and release. Noticing the muscles we're using, because now we're going to release the hand and move that leg toward the center of the body and then release. Center of the body, release. And one more time, center of the body and release. We'll do some arch and flattening. Breathing into arch. Keep the ankle where it is. We'll breathe in. And then we're going to pause. Now we're going to grab the strap, keeping the ankle where it is. We're going to grab the strap. We're going to draw the right foot off of the floor. We're keeping that left ankle where it is. And then we're going to rock away from the center and then come back up. So the right heel doesn't quite touch the floor, but we're rocking far enough away that our arms would not be long enough to support this posture. You'll feel this probably up into the side body musculature around the hip joint. We're going to pause the next time we come back up. And we're going to release the strap. Return the right foot to the floor. Drape that left knee over the right. We're going to take a little twist toward the right and back to center. Toward the right and back to center. Toward the right, back to center. And now we're going to mirror that on the left side. It's a shallow roll. We're not going too far. We're going to the left and back to center. Let the head follow this action. And then the next time we're back at center, we're going to release that left foot to the floor. Let's do a couple arch and flatten. And then we're going to take that strap, loop, bring it around the back of the left leg. Let the tail ends of the strap just rest on the belly. Now we're going to take ourselves to the right leg going for the ride. Arch. And on the flatten, lift that right ankle somewhere above the left knee. Taking the right hand, we're going to press away. Notice the muscles used. And then release. Press away. Nice flexion in the foot and release. Press away. Nice flexion in the foot. This time we release the hand, press away without the hand. Press away and release. Press away and release. And one more time. And now we're going to pause, take the hand, and we're going to draw the right leg toward the center line of the body and let go. The right leg comes in and we release. The right leg comes in and we release. We're going to do that without the hand now. Drawing the leg in and releasing. The leg comes in and release. And one more time, release. We'll pause here to arch and flatten. One more time, arch, and the next time we flatten, we're going to draw that left foot off the floor. We've got the strap. And now we roll away, bringing that left foot close to the floor, but not quite touch down. Keep the breath moving. This is one of those postures where it's really easy to forget to breathe. Coming back up. I'm going to roll just a little bit right and left. And then I'm going to release that foot to the floor, keep the ankle where it is, and then slowly slide the knees together. The knees are draped. We're going to go first to the left side, then back to center, to the left, and to center, to the left, and center. Now we're going to go to the right and center. Let the head follow. And back to center, unwrap the legs. Put that strap to the side. Come back to constructive rest. We're going to roll over and come onto hands and knees. So take your time, roll to one side. Use the top hand to press yourself up. And then come onto hands and knees. We're going to extend the right leg back. The toes are turned under and the heel is pressing away. So this is a nice stretch into the back of the leg. You'll probably feel this in the calf. The leg is long and strong, and we're really pressing through the heel, not to the point of pain, but finding a stretch, and then soften the knee. Keep the toes turned under, then stretch again. Bend the knee slightly, stretch again. And one more time, bend the knee slightly, and then stretch again. Bring that knee back, and we'll change sides. We begin with a static stretch. We're just toes turned under, pressing through the heel, noticing this stretch, maybe in the calf, the knee, maybe all the way up to the hip. And now we'll make it dynamic. So we bend the knee, then straighten and press. Bend the knee, straighten and press. Bend the knee, straighten and press. Coming on to the forearms, circle the wrists in one direction and then the other. Wag your fingers. We're going to do a down dog. And when we get into the down dog, we're going to be doing walking the dog. So we'll be bending the right knee, then the left, then the right. So come on up. Let's set up for a really great down dog posture. The hands are wide. The wrist creases are a little in front of the shoulders, and we've turned the elbow creases forward. We're going to turn the toes under, and we're going to come up with bent legs to start with. So here we are in a bent leg down dog. And then slowly straighten. You don't have to go all the way to straight. The heels are coming toward the floor. Then we bend the right knee. Release the right and bend the left. We're walking the dog. We're going back and forth. Let the head hang. We're not needing to look at anything. We're just going back and forth a few more times. And then we're slowly going to bring our hands and feet together. We'll find ourselves in the bottom of a forward fold, bend the knees here. Then sweep the arms wide as we come to mountain. Shake it out. So we're going to do a flow, a balanced flow in mountain now. And with this flow, it will include a couple of things. We're going to have cactus arms. We're going to be lifting our heels. So we're coming on the ball mounds of our feet. We don't have to be at the highest level. We just want the heels up. We'll be traveling through Utkatasana, that's chair or fierce pose, where we scoot our bum back and our arms come forward. We don't have to go into a deep chair. And from there, we're going to fold. We're going to come back through chair and we're going to rise up into mountain. So that's basically the practice that we're going to do. And we're going to do it a few times. So prepare yourself, feel the stability in the feet, find the full standing, the equal standing of the feet. So we're going to do that by digging the toes in, our body rocks forward, dig the toes into the mat. And then we're going to rock backwards onto our heels, let the toes lift. Release forward again, digging the toes into the mat. And rocking backward one more time, lift the toes. And then we come into the center. So we see if we can find the center stability point. And when we're doing balance practices, it's really helpful to remember the ball mound of the big toe. To be able to find it and press there can really help with balance. So we begin in mountain. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the arms up, 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 and the heels are going to lift. Arms come to cactus. Keep the heels up as we rotate to the right, to center, to the left, to center. The heels are going to lift as the arms go. The heels are going to sink as the arms go up. And we're going to come into Utkatasana. We're coming into chair pose here. We're going to allow ourselves to fold forward, keep the knees bent. We're going to come back up through chair, press the floor away to rise. We're coming back to extended mountain. And then the arms float down. I really enjoyed the wobble there. How about you? Let's do this again. So now we'll make it more like a flow with inhales and exhales. So float the arms up on the inhale, lift the heels. Exhale to cactus arms. Inhale as we twist. Exhale to center. Inhale to twist. Exhale to center. Inhale to release the heels, reach the arms up. Exhale to chair. Breathe in here as we fold forward. Exhale. Inhale back to chair. And another big inhale takes us up. Arms float down. Pause and breathe. Arms float up on the inhale. Heels lift. Exhale to cactus arms. Rotate. Rotate. Arms come up. Heels sink. Chair. Find an in-breath. And on the exhale, fold with bent knees. Breathe in to come back up through chair. All the way to mountain. Extended and release. Shake everything out. Let's do that again. We bring the inhale to float the arms up. The heels are lifting. And exhale to cactus. Inhale to twist. Center. Twist. Center. Extend, release the heels. And come into chair. Breathe in and fold. Sweep up on the inhale, rising all the way into extended mountain. And then we exhale to release. Let's take our feet wide now, coming out a little wider than our pelvis. We're going to be doing the opening to life practice. This is where we have soft fists. One hand is tapping the lung point, which is right underneath the shoulder, top of the chest, and the other hand is tapping a kidney in the back. And we do it like a pendulum. And we allow the feet to move, our breath to move. And then we slow it down. And come to stillness. Walk the feet together. Maybe about hip width apart, arms float up. Forward fold. Bend the knees as needed. Breathe in to sweep up. Fold again. Breathe in to sweep up. This time when we fold, we're going to come to a half lift. On the next inhale, half lift. On the exhale, fold. Step or hop back into downward facing dog. Rise up on the toes, then release the heels. Rise up on the toes, then release the heels. Rise up on toes, Release the heels. And now slowly release both knees to the floor and come on to the belly. Let the tops of the feet rest on the mat. Create a little hand pillow. Stacked hands, chin rests on the hand pillow. Lift, bend the knees, lift the feet, rock gently right and left. And then we're going to come into baby cobra. So the forehead is going to be resting on the mat. The palms of the hands are resting next to the hips. We're keeping the palms of the hands palm down. We're going to slide our nose up until our head rises, our chin rises, and we're in a little bit of a back bend. Press into the tops of the feet. Breathe here. Keep pushing away with the hands just a little bit. Keep them on the mat, but press into the palm of the hand to press away just a little bit for a little more lift. And then we slowly release to the mat. Slide the hands up, hand pillow. Bend the knees. Rock right and left. Feet come back down. The tops of the feet now touch the mat. We're sliding our hands right underneath our shoulders. We're going to come up into low cobra. So we begin with the nose touching the mat. Then we slide the nose up, lengthening the spine as we eventually lift our head and our heart. The elbows are sort of touching the rib cage, perhaps. We're pressing into the top of the feet. We're going to release our hands now. This is using core strength to hold the body up. This may be enough. If you want more, the feet can come up. If you'd like more, the hands can float back, or they can come forward, whichever feels best in your body today. We're breathing here. And then we're going to let everything go. Come back to the mat, stack the hands, chin rests on the hand pillow, knees bend, feet rock. And then we release everything to the floor. And when you're ready, we're going to roll onto our backs and come back to constructive rest posture. When we arrive here, we'll do a few arch and flatten. And then we're going to pause, Take our feet as wide as the mat and windshield wiper, right and left. Make it slow, soft, gentle motions. Rocking to the outer edge of one foot and the inner edge of the other, and then vice versa. Pausing the next time we're in the center, we arch. On the inhale, flatten. On the exhale, draw both knees in for a hug. Find the upside down, down dog. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale and extend. Exhale and draw in. Inhale and extend. And exhale, draw in. And then the feet come back to the mat. We'll pause now. We'll notice the feet as they rest on the mat. Is anything more apparent now to your interoception, to your inner awareness? We scoot up to the knees, slide down to the hip joints. Notice the weightedness of the pelvis, right, left, or center maybe. The waist, rib cage, shoulder blades. How are your hands resting now? Did that change from when we first began? And then the back of the head. Now I invite you into Shavasana, our final resting posture for our practice today. So allow your body to just let go, and I will be silent for a few minutes. When you send love out from the bountifulness of your own love, it reaches other people. This love is the deepest power of prayer. That's by the Irish poet, philosopher John O'Donoghue, in honor of St. Paddy's Day. We celebrate all things Irish. Gently deepening the breath, we find our way to seated. And then we open our arms wide to gather all the blessings that already exist, and in appreciation and gratitude, draw them into our hearts. And together we all say, Namaste.